everyone. I hope you all are doing well. So today we gonna talk about the continuous integration, continuous deployment with respect to Databricks in Azure environment. So before that, I'm just gonna showcase you that our courses related to Azure data engineering and SQL and Python are going on, and so we've also launched our LMS. So you can see the courses and join the batches to move into the field of data engineering, and also you can go to our YouTube channel where we posted videos related to data engineering, SQL, Python, PySpark, Forum DE. Okay, so now let's get back to the CI/CD concept with respect to Azure Databricks. So what is CI/CD? Like we all know that we work in different environments, right? Dev, UAT, and production. Like or yeah, like so you develop your code in the development environment and you test it in UAT, and you deploy it to the production for the last stage. Where okay, and then so what is continuous integration? Automatically build and test code each time changes are committed. Like whenever you are committing a change in a development environment, it should be automatically, the changes should be reflected in the branches. And continuous deployment, that whenever you create a pull request, it should be able to, your pipeline should be able to push the code to the higher environments. Okay, so what are the benefits it has? It has faster and more reliable deployments, automated testing and feedback loops, version control integration. Okay, so let's uh, let me take you to the Azure portal. Okay, so this is the Azure DevOps portal. Okay, you can integrate it with your Azure Databricks. Okay, and within the same subscription, and you can use Azure DevOps to set up CI/CD for your Azure Databricks. You can similarly set up the DevOps for your Azure Data Factory also. But today we are gonna talk about how you can set up CI/CD with respect to Databricks. Okay, so this is the home page you will got. Okay, so first level is the organization. So iDevOps 20277 is at my organization level. Then I can create a new project here. Okay, so project name, description, and you know private or public, something like that you can give, right? Okay, so I have already created one project. So let me go inside that AKCICD. So all these you will go in the left hand pane like boards, where you can see that the work items, like you have Jira tickets, like Azure supports their ticket section, also sprint you can assign, queries, delivery plans, you can all set up here. Wiki is the important, like it's like a Wikipedia inside Azure DevOps. You can write your important information related to your project, or you are working on a project. After you have delivered, you can write all the things related to that, when it is deployed, what as a feature you have deployed. About that you can write wiki, and it can be accessible to all your team members and other team members. Okay, with respect to access level, you have provided them. So these are the repository you can create, like you have to set up a repo in your dev environment, so that each developer can work in their own repository, and then push it to the main branch. Okay, where the your final code will be set up. You have the pipelines you can create. See, I have created one pipeline. Like you can create a pipeline so that it will uh, push your changes to the higher environments. You have the test plans. Your testers can create a test plan, so that your, like, if they you are testing something, or so the that code should pass the test plan. Environments where all the activities you can capture, like when you are deploying in a dev branch, when you are deploying in a UAT branch, dev environment, UAT environment. So you can capture all your activities there in the environment section. In the user groups library, you can create the variable groups where you can pass the variables. Okay, where you can pass the variables. that you will use further in your YAML code. Okay, so the first step is to create your repository. So as I have already created one Databricks repository, you can create one new repository here, and you can name your repository. Okay, so your repository will be initialized with the main branch. So whenever, as soon as you create a repository, it will have a default branch, main branch. Okay, and then out of main branch you can create a new branch out of it. Okay, so at first, like you have created a main branch, then the second step, you have to, you know, go to your dev Databricks. So here in the workspace we have repos section. Okay, we have this. So I can create a repo out of here. So how will create a repo? I will click here, Databricks repo one I have already created. Okay, git repository, how you can create? You can go to this. Okay, clone. You can clone this URL, and you can just paste it. So it will create a repo for you. Okay, it will create a repo for you. So I am not creating it because I have already created one. Okay, so you can create a repo out of this. So see, you can go inside the main branch. See, this is the same thing you are seeing in this thing, CICD, notebooks, and readme, right? So you can, if a developer wants to work in this separate branch, they can create a branch here, and they can name it, and work on that branch, and then push the changes back to main branch. Okay, so where we are, yeah, so you can create a new branch here also, like new branch. Okay, and you can, so let me create a new branch here. So like generally feature, like we like there should be a naming convention with you should create a feature branch so that it should be understandable to all the other developers also, right? Feature, then you can say the feature number or user story number, suppose 001. Then you can add the date where, when you are creating this uh, branch. Okay, so you can link your work items. I don't have the Jira linked with it. Okay, or the boards linked with it. So you can uh, link your like work assignment also, on which feature you are working on. You can create it, right? So you have created this branch. You can see that now here also it should reflect. See, here it is also reflect. Now whatever work I will do inside this branch, it will not hamper my main branch, right? I can work whatever I code on my feature and then push it back to main branch, right? And so that the main branch will trigger, like have the live code, right? So you can work. Suppose I have the notebooks here. Suppose I have this untitled notebook. I can create one notebook, right? I can. Okay, this is a trial version. I think this has been expired. So suppose I am giving anything, right? Anything I can give. So it has created a empty notebook for me here. See, it has created an empty notebook for me, right? So, but here we can see that we have only one notebook. So whatever I will do, I create a pull request for it. Okay, push changes. I will commit and push. See, I can create a pull request here. So I think it is not showing. I can go here, and when I'm saying this, see, it has like have a pull request. Just now I have pull. Okay, create a pull request. I can see that, okay, what changes I have done. I have just added a notebook, print this, right? So if you have changes occurred in an existing notebook, you can see a side-by-side comparison here also. So it will be easy for the reviewer also, like what changes you have made. Okay, so you can commit your changes also, like a commit will be created for that. Okay, so you can add a reviewer from your team, so that like a senior member of the team or your supervisor, so that he or she can review your code. Okay, so I don't have any review here because I'm the only owner in this subscription. So create. Okay, so it is showing no merge conflicts. If you have any conflicts in the code, it will show the conflicts and you can rectify that. So one of your team member has to improve your, like, you approve your pull request. So by clicking in the above URL, you can just copy and paste this URL to your team member, so he or she can approve it. Once they approve, you can mark it complete. And it's a good best practice to delete the feature branch after merging your code, because unnecessary, like, so if you have 10 developers, so they are creating one branch like each week or each day, so there will be many branches, unnecessary. So whenever you merging your code to the main branch, you should delete your feature branch. Okay, see, so it is merging the changes to main branch. So if I can see, the main branch should last change just now, it has my second branch, like second notebook. So now we have made the changes to the main branch. So here, when after pushing the changes, the CICD comes into picture. So I have made a setup. Whenever someone pushes the code to the main branch after necessary approvals, my pipeline will run, right? My pipeline will run. So this pipeline has the capability to make the changes. Okay, this will, like, it is the complete CI/CD. Okay, first a CI pipeline will run, and second the deployment pipeline, that is CD pipeline will run. So first it is deploying the changes, like, creating the continuous integration means whenever you are making a changes, it will show, it will create a live folder here, right? It will create a live folder. You will not see that live folder when you are using a database. So with the help of the CI/CD, it is creating the live folder. Okay, so every time you are changing, see it as it is in the running state, where it is. So it is showing me the one notebook only. When the CI pipeline will be completed, it will show my another notebook also, right? So whenever you are making a change, like creating a pull request to main branch, immediately my pipeline, CI pipeline, will create a live folder in, and the similar live folder, when you are deploying it, will be created to high environments like UAT. Okay, so every time you are creating, like pulling the pushing the changes to higher environments, it will create a live folder there. See, it has also a live folder here, right? And it will create a fresh folder, like it, for the couple of times it will delete it, sorry, for a couple of minutes it will delete and recreate the folder with the fresh thing. Okay, so whenever you are deploying to high environments, all the production things should be stopped. Like a CR window will be created, so that at particular 2 to 3 hours, no work should be implemented in the production. Okay, so necessary permissions has to be taken. See, now you can see that live folder has another notebook also, and it has, like, you can see that created at it has created the freshly both the things, right? So see, it has completed. Now only when the deploying the development branch will development environment will complete, then only it will move to UAT environment, right? It will create a UAT environment. So when this deployment pipeline is also complete, my code, I can see the code in the live branch also, right? So similarly, you can create for production also, right? So after testing in Unity, you can push the changes from that main branch to the production also. So you can create, like, so let it get complete. Then I will show you like how you can create a setup also. Like if you have three environments, okay. I will show you how the code is working also, right? So let it complete. So okay, so okay. Meanwhile, it is getting complete. Let see it has finished, right? So if I go to this folder, see it has created in the UAT also environment, it has created the same folder. So similarly, you can push the changes to production branch. So no manual pushing the code, like you should download, you can download the code from in the Python notebook from the dev, and then upload it in the dev. It is all automatically, everything is tracked, right? Who has pushed the changes, what changes has been made, everything has been tracked, right? You can see the commits here, the with every push a commit will be generated, and also you can revert the changes also, like if something goes bad, right, with the something goes bad in the new code, you can revert the changes here, right? You can go to commit, you can go to the particular commit which goes wrong, you can revert, so it will revert the changes to the previous commit. Okay, so this feature, like this type of feature Azure DevOps is giving us, right? So now, how this automatic CI/CD is working? So YAML code is working in behind the scene, right? So let me show you how it is. Like you can see that in my main branch, I have one folder CI/CD. So it has one, two, and three scripts inside it. So which is allowing the DevOps to create to develop, so sorry, to perform continuous integration and continuous deployment, okay, simultaneously. So first is, like you can see that this is the first YAML file. So you can see that whenever the main branch is triggered, whenever something is changes to main branch, this pipeline will trigger, right? So variables, you have designed the variables, right? Group name, and then you have defined the stages, like, and you can define the variable groups, okay, environment name, resource group name, service connection. Then you can design the stages, so you can add one more stage if you have the production, or you can create one branch that is like, any collaboration or UAT branch. So whenever someone is triggered to that UAT branch, changes will be made to UAT environment, and whenever someone made change to main branch, then product changes will be made to production. You can create two simultaneous pipelines, right? So as we have two environments here, I have just like whenever someone made change to main, you can it will first continuous integrate changes to the development branch, then it will development environment, then simultaneously it will push the changes to UAT. Okay, so now this section of the code will help us deploy the changes and create a live folder, right? Live folder here. And this section of the code will help us access or create the necessary tokens, because I have to connect this Azure DevOps with this. I have to make a contact. So with the help of some part token, we are creating a contact, right? We are creating a connection. So the first, like, okay, so you can see that we have created some variable groups, right? Here, variable groups. So where you can create this variable groups? In the pipeline section, go to library. So here you can define the variable group. You can define the variable group, and you can add the variables. Okay, so let me discard that. Suppose like I have created one dev CICD group. So what I have defined? I have defined dev environment name and similar thing. See, let me duplicate it. See, dev CICD group I have created, and I have defined the variables with respect to that. Dev environment name, dev resource group name, dev service connection name. Dev environment name, dev resource group name, dev resource group, which I am taking it from here. Dev resource group inside which my resources are there, like just like Databricks. I have inside this dev resource group, so I've written the name here, and a service connection, which is helping me to get the DevOps inside that resource group and fetch the details of Databricks. So I'm creating a service connection also. right? So these three things I will create for UAT also and for the production also. Okay, this thing. And now, like resource group, you know how you can fetch it from your resource group under which data factory, sorry, Databricks or any other resources there. And environment name, you can create this here in the environment. You can create a new environment. Okay, so dev, it will fetch all, it will have all the track all the changes you have made, like okay, push changes if you have failed the pipeline. So if you have pipeline succeeded, what changes you have made, who has posted, so everything it will track for yourself. Okay, so you have created dev environment and you can put in the variable. Now the service connection, how will you make that? It will create, like you have to connect the connect to your resource group inside which the data factory is there, right? Sorry, data bricks or data factory is there. So inside this project settings, service connections, you can see share service connection, you can create a service connection. So see, I have created one dev or two. This is contacting to dev resource group, this is contacting to UAT. How you can create it? New service connection. Okay, so Azure Resource Manager. So generally, like inside the organization level, we can create with the help of service principal. Okay, you can create service principal, you can add the subscription ID, subscription name, service principal ID. Okay, you can contact the admin team also to get these details or ask them to create a service connection for you. Or if you are working on a personal level, you can create, it will automatically it will create a service principal for you and it will add it to the particular resource group, right? Okay, so you can create a next, it will create a resource group for you. Sorry, it will create a service connection for you. See how it, let me show you also. If you can see this access control role assignment, um, I think, see dev CICD, this is created as this will, you will see a contributor role as soon as you will create a service connection. As I have created a dev service connection, it is the contributor role has been assigned to this so that it will access that. Okay, so at least it should have a contributor role to get to create the necessary changes in the live folder, right? Contributor role, below that it will not work. And okay, so with the help of this you can create a CI/CD pipeline and push your code changes to the higher environment. So you can create, assign the necessary approvals also, like in the pipelines environments, right? You can create approvals and checks also, right? You can assign your supervisor or any team lead to get, before deploying it to they should to the high environment, they should have a notification or they should approve that. You can assign the users also there, right? You can assign the users also there. You can assign the users also there, right, to have the necessary approvals. So if you want any um, you can go to branches, then main branch. If you want to assign any policy, you can create branch policies here. Okay, so how you can create a branch policy here? If you turn any of the policies, you cannot be able to, no one will be able to delete your main branch, right? So you can create a minimum number of reviewers. So as you can see previously, I have approved my own PR, right? Pull request. But if I enable this, I will not be able to approve my own PR. Someone from my team member should be, like, have the authority to approve it, right? So minimum number of reviewers you can set, like one or two. If you set one, so only one people is required. If you set two, two people will be required, right? You can allow requester to prove their own changes. If you take this, so I can, now I can approve my list. So okay, probably the most recent pusher for improving their own changes. These kind of settings you can check that. Check for linked work items. Okay, so this all facilities that Azure DevOps is giving us. So this is the thing with respect to CI/CD. Okay, in Databricks. So you can, as this is the free version, I'm not able to create that thing for the ADF, you can create a simple release pipeline. So if you want, we can create a video for it also for you. Okay, it's a simple one. So in ADF, all your path should be like inside from the live, because whatever you are making changes in the live group, your pipeline should not be affected because it should follow the same path live in this, and UAT and prod also, right? So whatever make changes happen in the live folder, we don't have to change the path inside our ADF pipeline. Okay, only the code is changes, because generally once the ADF pipelines are built, hardly it changes, only the code inside notebooks are changes, right? So this is my video on Azure DevOps. And okay, so if you want that YAML code, we can share this with you. Okay, so thank you. And if you want to learn more about DevOps and Azure Data Engineering SQL, so join our course. Okay, so industry leaders are taking the courses. So thank you everyone. Subscribe our channel Forum DE, and thank you. Keep learning, keep coding. Bye bye.